We're going to be making an AeroPress today. Spoiler alert, because the espresso machine is what? No. I was going to say decompiled. That's not the word. I've taken it apart. As I was saying, we're going to be cleaning bits of it as the part of the co-working part of the stream. I'm liking this. I get to talk, and you and I have to do stuff that I've been meaning to do for a while. Part of the stream. Dismantled. That's the word. I knew it was a diss. I knew I had to diss it. All right. Okay. But anyway, first we need a coffee, because clearly my brain's not working. And for that, I want to say, welcome everyone to Coffee Time, where I make coffee and talk random nonsense. Today we'll be making an AeroPress, a couple of AeroPresses, and also I'll be cleaning one of my machines, the espresso machine, on camera. For no particular reason other than I'll actually do it if someone's watching. Accountability. I need it. Anyway, shall we make a coffee? Shall we make a coffee? Let me switch over to the coffee scene. Does this mean I have to tidy again? It does, Trickster. It does. Yes. Body doubling, co-working, whatever you want to call it. Nothing too strict, but if you've got a task that you've been meaning to do and you want some accountability, hey, shove it in chat. Go on, just like throw it out there into the world. And then when I'm at the end of my bits, I'll be like, hey, how far did you get with that? There's no pressure. If you didn't do it, fair enough. But hey, you might actually get around to doing something. There you go. How is that? That's the brief of the stream. Because I'm not going to be building some Lego today, and I'm not going to be playing a game today. So I need to tidy my room. And I need to do stuff like clean the machine and sort the clothes and stuff. So I'll be doing that while chatting. But first, the coffee part. Hey there, just a quick reminder. This is a recording of a stream I did on Twitch. If you like this and want more live content, come join the chat and the great community over on Twitch. I stream every week, Monday, Friday, and Sundays. Or follow me on my socials for any changes or extra streams. Okay, thanks, and here's the video. That part doesn't go into the YouTube VOD. Oh, I forgot to turn that camera on. Oops. There we go. Sorting your meds for next week. All the meds. Right, some of you may notice that this big camera up here is slightly different. Some of you may not. I do, because it is a new camera. Basically, I got a second copy of this camera. So this camera I use up here, which is a Sony A5100, this one. I got a second one, because they're really good at like vlogging cameras and stuff like that. And I don't want to have to take this one off its mount and like change the position, because that's like in a fixed position that I like. So I got a second one. One, because the GoPro kept overheating. So now I've got this one, which hopefully won't overheat and won't die. This one up here is still a GoPro. But this one, right here, is a copy now. And it also means I can zoom, because it has the same lens. But it means I can take it out and about, maybe do some, when we go traveling, take it with me and do some vlogging sort of things and stuff. It's easier to hold than my big camera, this one. Because this one's a bit heavy and it's old as well, so it doesn't allow me to put the HDMI in and all that stuff. So, that's my new purchase. And of course we know it works because I've already got one. It does look clearer and brighter. Good. Good. Maybe if I ever become a pro streamer, then all the cameras will be like really decent cameras. But for now, this one isn't a GoPro. It actually works quite well. I like the top-down one. Anyway, shall we make a drink? Today, what should we make today? I'm going to have, it's not as dramatic now. I've got a big container with all my coffee. Can't show you the bag, can't show you the brand as well. This one's already been opened. I've been having this for the past week or so. This is from Monmouth Coffee. It's called, oh God, focus is going to be an interesting one on this camera. Can you read that? I have no idea if you can read that. Sure. I'll just slowly move it forwards because you might actually read it. I could probably just touch the screen. There we go. Not a chance. Finca Las Lojas. Lojas? I don't know. Back it up. It's from Monmouth Coffee. I can actually see. Oh, I can see it on the preview screen. Come on. There you go. It is from Costa Rica and it's Monmouth Coffee. Now, the reason I'm having this one is because, as I say, I've been having it for the past... Oh, still so satisfying. For the past week or so, on and off. And it is lovely and it tastes like... it tastes like... I think it tastes like a Blackwell tart. It's kind of sweet. So they say the flavor's meant to be pear drops, bubblegum, funky with the funky acidity with a syrupy body. To me, mixed together, they look they come across as like a jam tart sort of flavor. But you could definitely pick up those sort of individual flavors, and it's amazing. It's great. It's a good one. It's nice and fruity and bright, but it's not like acidic. It's great. Brick, hello. Welcome on in. Sunny, hello. Welcome on in. Tastes like coffee? No, it doesn't. That's the thing. It does taste like coffee, but it tastes like those other things as well. So we're gonna have some of that. There you go. You can see it in top down. It is I believe it's a medium light roast. That's a light roast. Okay, it's a light roast. There we are. Oh, it just like smells and tastes all fresh, and it's currently one of my favorites that I have. Although I only have 3 open right now, so because I only have 3 containers. But there we go. So we're gonna have that one to begin with, and then we're gonna go into a little bit of maintenance mode on the espresso machine. We're gonna give it a little clean. As I say, like the basket and stuff's a little bit. It's getting to the end of its couple of months of cleaning, where I need to clean out again. So we're gonna do that. We're not gonna use the espresso. We're just gonna clean it. But I thought that'd be a nice interlude between coffees. This is coffee related. Gonna grind about 14 grams for that AeroPress. Maris, hello! Hello. Let's get a little shout out going for a fellow Cosmic Hearter. Welcome on in. Hope everyone's having a nice weekend, nice Sunday. You can be my accountability stream while I pack today. Yes, so we are going to be doing coffee, and then we're going to be doing some accountability, doubling, co-working, whatever you want to call it, because I've got stuff I need to do, and I do it better when people are watching and like holding me to account. And one of them is going to be cleaning the machine. I've been meaning to do it for a while. I keep putting it off. Because you need to do it when it's hot. You need to like do the flushing of stuff while it's hot, and I always like turn it off and then go, Like 10 minutes later, oh, I meant to keep that on to clean it, and I can't put it back on. So I specifically turned it on to clean it. You need a little less sleepy first, so do I. I got a question for Trickster if he's still there. Did he see a certain YouTube video? That's very cryptic, but he'll know what I mean. Very exciting news coming. About Satisfactory. You did indeed. You did indeed. Yes, Satisfactory. The game I first played on stream, one of my favorite streams, games, is finally going 1.0 on the 10th of September. They announced it on Friday. I'm excited for that. So guess what we're doing in September? We're starting a new Satisfactory game. I forgot to boil the kettle. That's my mistake. Threatening Kalu. Kalu? Yes. Welcome on in. Thank you for the follow. Can't wait to flush. I know. That toilet's been in there since like the first ever release. And they never like got it flushing. In fact, that whole room is pretty pointless, isn't it? That whole room inside the hub. So I'm glad they added some functionality to it. It is already afternoon here. It's 20 to 1. I'm running a bit late because we were out at a barbecue yesterday celebrating the birthday of one of our friend's daughters. So there was kids running around. It was sunny. There was a barbecue which I was cooking on because I always end up being the chef. I know how to make fire apparently, and that's just what I do. But it was good. Good times. So that's what we did yesterday. It's been a interesting week. Oh, my day off this week had to be moved to Friday because I had to go to a family funeral. My great uncle, my mum's uncle. We weren't that close, so you know it's sad. But I went there mainly to support my mum and my aunts because it's their uncle. But it was like a big family reunion anyway. He was going to be turning 90 in end of August, I think it was. So they were planning a surprise big party for him, and then unfortunately he passed away a couple of weeks ago. So it kind of ended up being that sort of gathering of family anyway. It was nice to see a lot of the family and friends I haven't seen in about 5 years because we haven't really done one of these. I think they've had one party since the pandemic and we were unable to go. So it was good to see everyone. Good to catch up. But yeah, tiring day. I know meat and fire. I certainly do. Then we're going to put a 2-minute timer on here. We've got the AirPress going. So 14 grams-ish of coffee going in. Probably about 220 mils of water. Fresh hot water in there. Leave it for at least 3 minutes. Leah, hello, welcome on in. Wow, everyone's turning up today. Let's get a shout out. Oh, you've already done it. If you're talking about food now we were talking about barbecues a second ago. I mean, the barbecue was mainly just meats and everything. There were a couple of like vegetable kebab things on there, but if you're talking about food, you want to go over check out Leah. Good friend of the channel, cooking streams all the time, and just they're always making me hungry. And sometimes they're like really late at night, and I'm like, I can't be this hungry this late at night. Stop it. But it's always tasty food. And also gaming. Leah does some great gaming content. Hades, I think, is the current one you're playing, isn't it? Or is it Hades 2? I don't know which one. You're so sorry. Don't ever be sorry about the food. Don't ever be sorry about the food. Opting out. Hello. Now, if you want to talk about food, baked beans is where it's at. Oh, now do we have to talk about how, like, British baked beans are different to... I'm not sure if it's American baked beans or just non-British baked beans. Because when you say baked beans, it's the baked beans in tomato sauce, sort of British baked bean. Which I'm alright with, but I'm not a big fan of tomato. Like, strong tomato flavours, so I can eat them, but I don't like, opt for them. Plus the juice gets in and, like, oh, it soaks into everything. Ugh. Oh. So no. No thank you. You've had both, mostly whatever for the best of it. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Right, I'm going to stick another 1 minute timer up there because we only did 2 minutes. If we go over 3 minutes, it's not a big of a deal. The longer we leave the coffee, the kind of the better with an AeroPress. You can't really screw it up. You hate sour and green raw tomatoes flavor. Ugh. No thanks. No thank you. I'm not such a big fan of. I love tomato ketchup, but that's just sugar and vinegar, really, when you think about it. I just can't do tomato-based things that are overly tomato-based. Like, pizza's fine because you got other things to, like, mellow out the tomatoiness. Some pasta dishes are perfectly fine. Like tomato-based Indian curries and stuff like that. All fine. Because the other flavors kind of mitigate the tomatoiness. But tomatoes by themselves, no thanks. Can't do it. My issue with it isn't the tomato, it's the blandness. Ooh, there's a take. My face when someone says they don't like baked beans. I'm not even sure of that. The big emotes don't show up in my chat preview thing currently. I need to fix that. Your father was from the UK, and I've done some training over there, so I've spent some time. Okay, fair enough. So you know of the beans on toast, the great British meal, the staple of beans on toast, where the toast part is kind of irrelevant because it gets soggy from the beans. I never understood that. Just put bread. Just use bread. American baked beans have a lot of different flavors going on. British ones are super boring. I mean, we've branched out to like barbecue beans and stuff like that recently. But yeah, the actual bean themselves, the texture, I'm not a big fan of either. Not a big fan of the texture. Anyway, let's get this AeroPress on the go. I'm gonna just remove this for a second and give it a little bit of a swirl. Get a little bit of agitation. And then we're gonna slowly push down. With this new camera, I can zoom. Not that you want to zoom on in on this, but I can. There we go. Right. So this is the coffee. So it says it's pear drops, as I assume they mean the sweets, pear drops, and bubblegum flavor, right? Oh, reminiscence of that. Yeah, but I just get Bakewell tarts. Those two flavors, for some reason, in my mouth, in this coffee, get Bakewell tarts. Ooh, fancy. Beans on bagels, nom, though I used a slotted spoon, so minimally juicy. Okay, yeah, okay, that's a good point. What camera? It's the same camera as I got up here. I got a second one. It's a Sony A5100. It's got the flip-up screen. got a nice flippy uppy screen. It's got like you can detach the lens and get different lenses for it, but it comes with a lens that does the zoom built in, and it works with like it has the dummy battery, so it doesn't turn off, and works with the HDMI without any artifact, any UI on the screen. It's a very good camera. Very good. The reason I got a second one is because the GoPro was overheating every now and then. So, also I want to use it for like out and about sort of vlogs and stuff. But it's a very good camera. Highly recommend. Another great bagel war of 2022 again. What? Oh no. What have we stirred? Anyway, this coffee, I'm going to put some milk in it. That was oh, I've spilt it. Oh. Disaster. Technical difficulties, please stand by. Oh, I still haven't got my technical difficulty screen up and running. You still have a beans bagel clip. Is there beans on bagels discourse from Leia's stream? I was being appalled by beans on bagels and I missed what camera. It is a Sony A5100 or Alpha 5100. That one. Make sure it's the 5100 because the 5000 does not allow you to use the whole. The interface doesn't get rid of on HDMI. It still has all like the UI on it on HDMI. You can't turn that off. The reason I got it is because I've got an Elgato Camlink Pro for the 4 cameras, and there's a list online of which cameras work with it. Some GoPros do, obviously, because I've got GoPro 3 Pluses, are the minimum GoPro you need, and is it 6 is the other one? The 6 works with it. And I just wanted a proper camera with a proper lens for this one, and then GoPro started overheating quite a lot, especially in the summer. So I've splashed out and got another one. Plus, if that one ever dies, for some reason, I've got a backup. It's very good, and it has like a flip screen, so I can see myself. Zoom, you can have different lenses. Pretty sure I can plug it into my microphone if I wanted to go out and about and vlog a bit. That's some nice coffee. Again, I'm getting jam tart sort of flavors rather than pear drops and bubblegum. You think for that someone here throwing a mirror? No, mirrorless. GH2. What's a GH2? This is the bit where I'm out of Lumix. Is that a Lumix? Yeah. See, I could go like proper full on camera. I've got this one. This is my old bridge camera. It's the Nikon Coolpix P510 in the lovely rose red. There it is. But unfortunately I can't hook it up to the HDMI and have it like work as a webcam. It's just unfortunate. It's one generation too old, I think, which is annoying because it's a really good camera. It's a really good, like, just all-round camera. I've had it for about 15 years, I think. Thank you, Seribot, for deleting whatever. I was at one point getting really into photography, and then I just kind of stopped. I've got really old cameras up here. Ooh, hold on. Got this bad boy. Look at that. The old bellows. Still works. Bit dusty. Needs a bit of a clean, but it still works. And I got a couple of my dad's old SLRs. And then I got this guy. This one, I'm not sure if it still works, but the old box camera. An old Conway box camera. Again, bit dusty. I think it does work. That was my granddad's, I think. I've also got my Polaroid. This one I did use a lot. But unfortunately I don't make the film for these anymore. So I think you can adapt like the cartridges from other Polaroids. But I haven't got around to doing that yet. So it sits up there for now. Yes, I was getting into photography and then just stopped for some reason. Your next major tech project, your razor is suddenly randomly freezing and two Logitechs are very temperamental, pondering what comes next. I would highly recommend getting a cam link or equivalent sort of capture card interface and using a proper camera. If you're going to get an Elgato capture card, if you haven't got one, not capture card, cam link, have a look at their site to see which ones work, and like some of them say partially work, some of them will turn off after like 20 minutes or something, you know, so do that lookup to make sure the camera will act like a webcam. But I highly recommend going for one of these rather than, if you're upgrading, then, you know, probably a USB webcam. I have seen that workout. I'm going to do the workout shortly. Thank you, Brig, for that. Panasonic's mirrorless, which also points to, oh, okay. You're working as a photo video guy. Nice. Your DSLR won't work for streaming either. It's about 10 years old. Yeah, it's like that 10 years ago sort of cut-off point where they didn't anticipate them being used as webcams. So that one's just a bit too old, which was kind of annoying because it would have been perfect. But hey, I got these now. They're all right. They're great. You could go better, but do you really want to see me in more high definition? No, you don't. Do cameras even work if they aren't Wi-Fi enabled? All right, calm down. Just use your phone. You've been pretty impressed with the Elgato products I have, so definitely will look at it. Yeah. So I've got the Pro, which has 4 ports on it, and it's a PCI card, so it's in the computer. But you can also get the USB stick sort of individual cam links, which are just as good. We have to explain that one. Right. What we're going to do now is I'm going to do a bit of a clean. So let me set things up. Oh, top camera's turned off. I've probably run out of battery. So, what I'm just going to be doing now is I'm going to be cleaning the espresso machine. Let me clean the espresso machine. So here's the espresso machine. As you can see, it is on and ready. So every now and then you have to clean this out because as the water comes through, it comes through into the head, but there's like a T-junction in here, which is why there's like this release valve here. So, you know, you get loads of bars of pressure in this top bit. And then as you turn it off, obviously that pressure needs to release somewhere. You don't want it to go back into the big boiler at the back. You don't want it to go back here. So it actually goes back through here and then down this back bit, which is the release valve.
Attention restaurant customers. Testicles.
Indeed, boss. Welcome on in, boss. So that T-junction bit gets a bit clogged up with, so obviously it sucks back up some coffee water, which will like be inside this bit of the head up here. It'll be like in here and between here and there as well. And you just need to like flush through a couple of times and like clean that out, and you need some soap in there and get it out and whatnot. One of my cameras has decided to turn off, so let's turn that off there. How you doing, Moss? How's it going? The other thing is, obviously this is the screen from in here. So that's the bit, the water comes through and then it gets like dissipated by this. And as you can see, there's a little bit of build-up of coffee in there because, again, as it flushes back, the release of the pressure pulls coffee back through. This is the seal, and this seal goes around this and goes in there, and that's what seals this on there, so water doesn't get back out. So we need to clean those, and then once they're clean, do a flush back through a bit. And that's the plan. Now to do that, I mean, you could just use soap and water, but that's a little bit caked on, as you can see, because obviously it dries with the heat of the machine. So it's a little bit tougher to get off. And I've not done this for a while, so we're going to do it properly rather than just wash it a little bit. I've got coffee machine cleaners, little tablets of detergent, of soapy stuff, designed for coffee machines, espresso machines. You can get it in like a tablet form, or you can get it in a powdered form. I got the tablet ones just because that's what was on offer, and now that's all I have. We're just going to boil some water, get that dissolving a little bit, and stick these in. So I'm just going to stick that in there. I'm also going to stick that in there a little bit. I'll bring the rubber out a little bit because it might deteriorate slightly, but we'll get it going a little bit first. And we're just going to submerge it in some hot water like so. Get a spoon and agitate. There we go. Get our tablet going. Now I could leave this for like a few hours overnight, blah, blah, blah. It should be fine after a short while. That short while being the time it probably takes me to make the next coffee. You can already see like quite a few things breaking off, but we're just going to leave that. I'm going to stick that up there on top of the machine. And the other things that you do is generally you would like clean the inside of this head bit, because even though there is a seal and the screen and stuff, and even though I use a puck screen, because this puck screen sits between the coffee and that shower screen that I'm cleaning, and stops the grinds going up. Obviously it doesn't stop the water, but helps it keeps it cleaner for longer, basically. That's why I use it. But there's going to be some grime in and around the outside as well. So we will probably taking a cloth or something, getting the inside of there. 2. That's the plan. And you're here to watch me do it. Master's tired and very achy. Oh, I can feel that. It's the hidden machine. That's why my brain's turned musical. My brain does that too. When I'm tired, it comes up with random little ditties and songs and stuff, and I hum to myself, or sing about what I'm doing. I do that a lot. Usually to a popular tune that's stuck in my head. All right. Shall we have another coffee? Let's have another coffee while that's soaking. You can already see the effect it's having. Let's give it another stir, actually. And that should hopefully just break down, and I'll go rinse it under the tap and give it a proper scrub. The other thing you can do is obviously you take the baskets out and make sure these are clean. That one's clean because I think I washed it the other day. The bottom of this, although it looks dirty, that is the actual, I think it's brass. So the previous owners, I think, have scrubbed it so hard that the chrome layer has come off. So I think that's actually the raw brass, because I think it's brass. You can see they've done it in there as well. That probably does need a clean actually. So I'm gonna dip that in there as well. There we go. Let's just loosen up a little bit. Hell, you know what? Let's stick everything in there. Never can be too clean. Might need a bit more water. Because those tablets, there's quite a lot of detergents in those tablets. You know, they can do the full cleaning process of the machine. So on this small scale here with what I've got, it's probably fine to stick all this in. Let's make sure everything's submerged. Keep that up there. Right. What coffee should I make now? There's this other Monmouth coffee that I've been drinking recently. This is Finca La Bolsa. Finca La Bolsa. And this one, let me get the stats up, is Guatemalan. And it's a medium to dark. And it tastes apparently of Sanguinello oranges, Muscovado sugar, and fruity acidity, medium body. And what I can tell you about this one is it's actually a very nice, sort of just everyday roast. There's nothing too special about the flavour. It's just a really nice smooth bodied coffee that I could just drink on a daily basis and be perfectly happy with. Definitely getting this one again. I wouldn't mind trying it in various. I haven't tried an espresso with this one yet, so maybe that's one for next week if I've still got some left. Oh, make sure the beans are level when you're putting the thing on. But yes, very happy with the 2 coffees I've got from Monmouth at the moment. Grind those up. I'm just going to go empty up my AeroPress. I'll be back in a mo. Right. Get this coffee on the go. Make sure we've got some hot water. So, has anyone got any exciting plans for today? I'm going to be doing this and then relaxing. It's been a long week. Started playing Factorio again last night. Picked up my my save, which is like it's a good few hours in, but I got bored of it because it was getting tiresome, so I picked that back up. Completely lost of where I was in the factory. So I had to try and work that out. Like I was like, why is this not working? Why is that not working? So I'm gonna tear down a load of things and start again. But at least I have the research done and also the materials. A little as possible to cover from yesterday. So what happened? Was it just work, Moss? Were you just working yesterday? I have been a bit absent on the Discords recently, so I haven't kept up with what everyone's been up to. Obviously, the only thing I've actually been actively talking about is the general election. Slight sigh of relief. Slight uncertainty. You're in London with the group you play TTRPG. Oh, okay. Doing a James Bond scavenger hunt experience thing. Oh, that sounds awesome. How'd that go? Like walking around London, sort of like looking out for landmarks or like street names, things like that. I've got there's one of those that goes around Manchester. Well, it's not obviously James Bond themed. It's history of Manchester themed, I think. But no, Mr. Moss, I expect you to rest. Hey, Joe, how's it going? Let's have a quick shout out for Mr. Cool Runnings, who has featured on the channel already in the workout video. Oh yes. Oh yes. How are you doing today, Joe? How's your weekend going? We're having a nice relaxed coffee chat, co-working accountability stream, body doubling, sort of like I've got some stuff to do. I'm going to be chatting while I do it. You're welcome to stick around, do some tasks, have a chat. Just got back from the run. How far was this one? How far did you go and what time? Was it a nice relaxed one? Should be relaxed. It's Sunday. It was great fun. You got sent riddle style directions, which you find a code and then you get the next code. Oh yeah, cool, okay. So you got to figure out where to go and then, yeah, that's pretty cool. That would have been fun. Bet you're walking all over London. A couple of hours of great fun. There were handouts and props and everything. Ooh, okay. Were you against other people? Like, were there other teams? Was it a race of some sort? I just realized the timer's finished. I didn't put another one on. I should add that to my to-do list. Timers. Shortcut. You got 2 teams of 4. You get a time for completion, which goes to the leaderboard. Nice, nice. How far up that leaderboard were you, though? I could see you doing well, Moss. You're good at riddles, right? You have to go into a pub and say to one of the bar staff, I am here to meet Vesper. Oh, fantastic. To which they handed me a briefcase from under the bar. That's amazing that they've got places in on it. Amazing. Okay, yeah. Oh yeah. I'm into that. I'd probably dress up in a suit and everything, get fully into like character. There we go. Lovely AeroPress. Right. So I'll sip black first. That happened multiple times. Oh, you had to go like different places and talk to different informants. Nice. You did cosplay in your in-game characters for it. Nice. Good fun. Good fun. Well-deserved aches and tiredness then. I haven't actually tried this one black yet. It's actually quite nice. Nice and smooth. But as I say, this is a good everyday sort of just middle of the road coffee, but I would drink that like all day, every day. That's just been what I've been drinking like for the past week and a half. Just that. Occasionally I have one of the fancy ones, more flavorful ones, but I'm like, nah, I just want a coffee. This is the one. Finca La Bolsa from Guatemala. It's still got like some good flavors in there, but it's nothing fancy. It's just good stuff. 18k of walking. That's pretty good. Pretty good. Oh, glad you had a good time. All right. So, let's get back to this cleaning, shall we? Here we are. Right, let me see. Okay, some of the stuff has come off the bottom of that. You can see how the difference, there is a little bit of a difference there. I'm going to take this out first, because I don't want that to get too damaged, because obviously if this doesn't work, I can't use the espresso. I've got a second shower screen, so if anything happens to that one, I have got a second one. So I'm just going to like rub off what I can. I don't want to damage the seal too much. You can see it has been squashed. Oh, I don't know if you can see that. It has been squashed like near the sides. I don't want to rub off any of that rubber. I just want to clean it. Now obviously, if it's a good seal, most of this won't be touching the water. But it's always good to make sure it's clean anyway. Again, you should be cleaning your coffee machines once a month. Minimum. I do the flushing part every couple of weeks to a month, depending on how much I've used it in that month. Because obviously this isn't my daily machine. The AeroPress goes in the dishwasher. Kind of every other day. I rinse it out half the time, the AeroPress. Let's get where's the puck screen I put in there? There you are. puck screen and the actual basket handle, I clean basically every day after using it. But because this is a porous, basically mesh, there's going to be stuff in there. So that's what I'm hoping this detergent does. It's specifically designed to break down the coffee, like oils and residues and stuff. So that's why I occasionally dip it in. I'll rinse that through very thoroughly in a minute. But then we've got the screen here, and it's already looking half decent. Give it an old scrub. Some of this is baked on quite well, especially around the side here. See that? I might have to leave this in overnight. Nothing wrong with leaving it in overnight. It's like I say, it's just soap at the end of the day with some active sort of bubbling stuff in there. Yeah, that's still quite caked on. So let's have a look at the inside. Oh, I mean, it's brought up a lot, as you can see, but there's still quite a few in the holes. So I'm going to leave that in there to break down a bit more. I might stick in another one of those tablets because that is already quite dirty. In fact, let's put some clean water in there. Put some clean water in that. And another tablet. It's been a couple of months since I've cleaned this part, so I'm being a bit more thorough. More concentrated. Let's try that. And I might just leave that till tomorrow. Give that a proper clean tomorrow. Stir it about a little bit and leave it. What I will do though is get some of that soapy water in this rag and then give a nice little clean on the inside. Yeah, you can already see. So that is the actual water dispensing head bit. No, it's probably red hot right now, to be honest. That needs a good clean. I'm also going around the sides where the seal was. Oh! Ow, that's hot. Oh boy. Why are you doing this while it's on, Paul? Well, because I want to use it in a second. To be fair, I think it's all right. Yeah, that'll be fine. So, while that shower screen is cleaning, let's get our spare one, which is relatively clean. clean enough for this. Yeah, I'm just trying to get that tablet broken down. And we're going to, I think the seal goes back on this way. It goes around this. Might have to buy a new seal eventually, but this one's pretty decent nick. And then that just like literally just forces on there. That sort of holds itself there. We can test that. Open up the tap. Right, so it's coming around the sides a little bit. That's fine. I can use this to basically force it up. He says, getting at a bad angle. Hold on. Come on. Oh, you're not quite seated right, are you? There we go. Oh, it's not quite doing it. Oh, that seal isn't quite catching. Hold on. Ah. It has somehow come down. There we go. Come on. Why are you not going all the way up? This end here just isn't sitting. There we are. Got stuck. So, if I can close this, which I can. There we are. That means the seal is there and working. I can prove that. Turning it on. And hopefully water doesn't come out because it's got a blanking plate on it. So the machine comes with... There you go. There you go. Ugh, that's definitely seating right then. The machine comes with this blanking plate, which is a, you know, it's a blanking basket, cleaning basket. It's got no holes in it, and what that does is it means the pressure builds up, but then it can't go anywhere, so it has to feed back through that T-junction valve, the three-way valve, which then forces it back through that outlet. And that's how you clean it. Is you just keep flushing, back flushing sort of clean water, soapy water, into the machine. And that's what we're going to be doing now. Before I do that though, I'm going to go rinse that and that of all the soap that we just put on it. Hello, I am back. I don't know if you can see this, how much cleaner that is now. And it still looks like that is the brass on the bottom there, like the actual metal. There is no horrible coffee residue there anymore. It's just been, it's so old, it's been rubbed too much that the top layer of coatings come off. But that is now nice and clean. To prove what it used to look like, here is the other one that comes with the machine, which was hardly ever used. So that's how it used to look. Same with the end there. All nice and shiny. Not anymore. Oh god, everything's falling off my shelf. Hold on. Oh, I've made a mistake. It's like, yeah, it is just the top layer that's come off. But well used, eh? Get some kavitsa. Yeah, that's basically what I got, I think. This machine's 15 years old. You could excuse it for being a little worn, right? How was the run, Joe, anyway? How far did you run today? Did it feel like a good one? I'm just like cleaning up the little bits around the end, because there are just teeny bits of coffee still on there. Eight miles, wow, nicely done. Nicely done. Was that 8 miles at your intended pace, or did you go like a bit slower or anything? Just curious. If you're pushing the distance, you know, a lot of people tend to slow down a bit and then build up the speed after. Trying to keep things nice and easy pace. Ah, okay. So that, yes, so you don't get injured. That is a good idea. We had a good weekend. We went to a friend's daughter's birthday party, 9th birthday party yesterday. So lots of kids running around. It was a barbecue. So I ended up on the grill, being the chef. I always end up being the chef at these things. Always. Don't know why. There's like, hey, you know how to barbecue, you do it. All right. Just sticking meat on fire, that's not that hard. I do like barbecuing. I want to get like an American style smoker and smoke my own meat. That is one thing I do eventually want to do, but that's like what years down the line. I don't have the time or space really for that. Making my own burnt ends would be nice. My own ribs. But yeah, the weather was awful in the morning. Like, it was actually like totally pissing down when we woke up. And we were like, this barbecue's not going to be on. But luckily, obviously, it was in the afternoon, like 4 onwards. So sun came out. It was nice and dry by that point. Right, I think I've cleaned this end bit enough. Nice and shiny. Nice and shiny. Obviously still some brass bits. I'm pretty sure it's brass. Pretty sure this is brass. Anyway, that's that done. We now need to do, so what I've done is put one of those tablets in the cleaning plate, the blank plate. And what I'll be doing is, if I can, there we go. Oh! I think I've made the seal expand slightly because it's a lot tighter than it was before. What we will be doing is basically we turn it on for about 10 seconds, you let it build up the pressure and hopefully dissolve that tablet in there, and then keep it up on pressure, and then you turn it off for 10 seconds and it should flush down and pull the soap into this three-way valve up here, which will then flush out the nastiness down the bottom here. And you do that a few times, and the soap will eventually get up in there and should hopefully dislodge a lot of the crap inside that, the bit here that we care about. We don't really care about this because this never comes back into the your drink, but we care about this bit between the valve and it never goes into the boiler because that's the whole point of the valve, but it is in that little tube between that that little three-way T valve that we need to clean out. So let's turn that on. I'll wait for it to get up to pressure and start counting. There you go. You can see the amount of pressure that came out the bottom there, and also the soap. So the fact the soap's come out the bottom here, and you can even see a load of old coffee dripping from that valve. I'll turn it off a little bit, because what I'll do now is the soap will be mixing with all that nastiness up here. You can't see my hands when I'm talking about this. It'll be mixing with the nastiness up here. I could just pull out a bit, couldn't I? There we go. And then you just keep doing that a couple of times. So that's pushed water back through here, pressurized up, and then out it goes. You can still see a lot of nastiness coming out, and loads of soap still coming out. So the eventual goal is to get rid of all the soap, and it should have hopefully got rid of all that nastiness in there quite well. We do nice little shorter bursts now. Lots of soap in there. Still lots of coffee coming out. I can see it's still coming out brown. I don't know if you can see that down there. While it's depressurized, let me just check. Yeah, you can see there's still soap in that. And coffee. You can even smell the coffee. So this is why you gotta do it frequently. Depending on how often you use the machine. For me, once a month is about right. I'm just going to do this one more time. Right. Now we get rid of that. And you just turn it on. And you can see a lot of the crappy coffee is coming out. So this is now cleaning the bit we do care about. It's flushing fresh water into that valve. It won't be cleaning this bottom bit. We don't care about that, because that never touches your water, like your actual coffee
that you're drinking, because the valve stops it coming back up. So we only want to clean out the whole thing now. So let's give it a couple more. And what I will do actually is I'll probably do one more pressurized test just to make sure. Because there may be a little bit around the valve that needs to be flushed back. So let's just do one more. There we go. Not much soap coming out, which is what we want to see. And fresh, clean water in there. Exactly what we want. Flush that back out. Job done, and now it's clean. Now, the first shot I pull from that probably won't taste very nice. Because it tastes a little bit too clean, if you know what I mean. But that's it. That's how I clean my thing. The only other thing I would do is obviously you'd wipe it down, you'd clean all the various bits. I do need to clean the milk head, the steam on the outside. The inside's clean, but I do need to clean the outside. For that, I would just take a soapy rag and give it a clean, or maybe dismantle it, wash the inside of the end. That's what I'll do there. That should be fairly clean on the inside because I always flush it out after using it. Same with the hot water here. This only ever gives off hot water, this one on this side. So I'll just maybe take the end off, clean it's got a little, like, again, it's got like a little screen on it that might be building up lime scale or something. To get rid of lime scale, you flush through lime scale remover, something acidic, lightly acidic, so it doesn't damage any of the internals. Flush that through. It should break down a lot of the lime scale. But again, I'm in a low, a soft water area, so I don't have to do that often. Maybe every 6 months to once a year at most. And then the only other thing I need to do is actually wipe down the outside of it because it's bloody filthy on the outside. The fact it's stainless steel, like shiny, really makes it hard to clean the outside. But that's how I clean that. I also use this, the soap and stuff for all my other equipment. Every now and then. I won't do it on the AeroPress. AeroPress just goes straight in the dishwasher. Most of my filters like this, the glass and the actual metal filter, I put in the dishwasher as well. Occasionally I will maybe submerge it in this stuff and then do that. What else? The mocker pot I clean by hand and will occasionally flush some of this water through, but very, very occasionally, because I don't use that one that often, to be honest. Oh yeah, and this machine is just this machine on the end here, the drip machine. The carafe goes in dishwasher, so does the basket now. I've started putting that in dishwasher, but I will occasionally soak it in this coffee cleaner and then put it in the dishwasher. This probably does need a good lime scale descaling because it's been a couple of years since I've done that. Also, I always, like if I go on holiday, I empty the water out of here because I don't want like water sitting around and like stagnating. So I will flush it out and dry it, and also like maybe wipe down the inside of that reservoir of the black machine there. But that's how I clean my stuff. And then you got the grinder, which I just take the top off and like brush out all the crap, and then get a brush in there. This I wash by hand, the actual container. That's easy enough to do, but I'll get a brush right up in there. Ooh, probably every couple of months. The thing is, I don't have to do it so often with this one because it's very good at not retaining any grinds. Like when I open it up, it's like almost clean every time. So it does just like, as you're grinding, it pushes everything out. So I don't have to do it that often, thankfully. And that's it. That's how we do our coffee maintenance. Thank you for watching while I did that. I'm going to leave this overnight. I can already see it's already broken down quite a few things, to be fair. So we'll see that one. I'll probably leave that one on, to be fair. The one I stuck on. Swap them out every now and then. But there we go. Maintain your machines. Because one, they'll break down if you don't, and two, you'll be drinking like stale off coffee with bad oils and crap. Which just make it taste horrible. And that's the end of coffee time. There's a little bit of maintenance, coffee maintenance in the middle. I'll be making more coffee next week. Every week, every Sunday.